4월 3일입니다. 첫 번째 세동이네요. 벌써 2시 반이나 됐는데 오늘은 막 여러가지 아침에 바빠가지고 지금 세동을 합니다. 지금 하려고 하는 것은 Sam Altman and the Age of AI ChatGPT의 아버지 샘 알트만이 되겠습니다.
By going down below and trying the quiz that you will find in if this is your first time listening.
He had a computer in his bedroom. This was 1990. Decided what it could do. Someone changed the world with this small thing. This idea stayed in his head. Someone changed the world.
Someone changed
Why not
it.
me?
Why not me?
At 17,
17.
Sam went to
Sam went
Stanford
to
University
Stanford
in California.
California.
Stanford is one of the
Stanford,
best
one of the-
universities in the world. It
It
is
is
also
also
very
very
close
close.
to Silicon Valley, Google, and many other technology companies.
Company.
For
For
Sam,
Sam, this
this was the
was the
perfect
perfect
place.
place.
he
He
studied computer
computer
science.
science.
He met smart
met
people.
smart people.
He talked about
He talked
ideas
about
every
idea
day.
every day.
But after,
But after
2 years, Sam made a big decision. He left
He left
Stanford.
Stanford.
He did not
He did
finish
not
his
finish
degree.
his degree.
His parents were
His
worried.
parents
His
were,
friends were
his
surprised.
friends were,
But Sam was
but
not
Sam was
worried.
not worried.
He was
He was
excited.
excited.
He had an
He had
idea,
an idea,
and he
and he
wanted
went
to build it.
build it.
In 2005, Sam
2005,
started his first company.
First company.
It was called Looped.
Looped.
Looped was a simple
Looped was
idea,
a simple idea.
an app that
An
showed you where your friends
where
were.
your friends were.
Today,
Today,
this sounds normal,
this sounds normal.
but in 2005, it was new. It was different.
It was different.
Sam worked
Sam
day
worked
and
day
night.
and night.
He had very little money.
He had very little money.
He had very little
very
sleep,
little sleep.
but he had
But
one
he had
thing,
one thing,
belief.
belief.
He
He
believed that
believed that
technology could
technology
connect
could
people.
connect people.
He
He
believed that the future was
the
coming
future was
fast.
coming fast.
He believed
He
that
believed
someone
that someone
needed to build
needed
it.
to build it.
Looped
Loop
was not a huge success, but it taught
But it
Sam
taught
something
Sam
important.
something important.
It taught him
It
how
taught
to
him
fail
how to fail
and keep
and
going.
keep going.
It taught him
It
how to
taught him
lead
how to lead
and stay
and
calm. It taught him how to
how to see the future.
see the future,
See the future.
even when other
Even
people
when other
couldn't.
people could.
In
In
2012,
2012,
the company was sold.
sold.
Sam
Sam
received
received
some money.
money.
He could have
He
stopped,
could have stopped.
He could have
He
rested.
could have rest.
but Sam
But Sam
looked at the technology world and felt something strange. He felt
He felt
worried,
worried.
not about
Not
failure,
about failure.
not about
Not
money.
about money.
He was
He
worried
was
about
worried
something
about
much
something
bigger,
much bigger.
something that could
Something
change
that could
everything,
change everything.
something called
Something
artificial
called artificial
intelligence.
intelligence. And friend, AI is coming. It will be more powerful than anything we have seen before. And as long people build it, the world will not be safe. His friend left. Sam did not left. He was already thinking about what to do next. Chapter 2. The year everything changed. In 2012, Sam, only 27 years old, his company Looped was sold. The price was $43.4 million. This was not fair, but it was not the giant success Sam had imagined either. Looped had a good idea, but the world was not ready for it. Or maybe the world moved too fast and left behind. Either way, it was over. Sam was young. He had money. He had time. Most people would have rest. Sam did not rest. It was called Y Combinator. Y Combinator was not YC. What every few months, YC chose a group of small startups. He gave them a little money, a lot of advice, and 3 months to build something new. Many famous companies inside YC, including Airbnb, Dropbox, and Apple. The man built YC. Program was programmer, online and single. He was famous Silicon Valley for finding talent early before anyone else saw. And program had noticed Sam Altman. In 2011, before Lou was sold, program invited Sam to become partner at Y Company. Sam accepted. He started meeting founder, listening to the idea, asking her question. It was good, very good. He could look at small idea and asked, and this becomes something big. He could look at founder and asked, is this person strong enough to build it? In 2014, program made a public announcement. It was a leading Y company. He chose Sam Altman as a successor, the new president of YC. Sam was 20 years old. Program was published his opinion, a person who most wanted to learn in emergency. He described Sam as having an unusual combination quality, someone who could think clearly and also act quickly. Sam became president of the Y company. He worked hard. He met hundreds of thousands every year. But something was said, something bigger. Around the world, a small number of researchers working on a new kind of technology. They called it artificial intelligence. Not a robot or movie, not science fiction. Something new, something mathematical, something that's learned slowly and quickly how to read, write, and think. Sam was watching this closely. Other people watching too. One of them was Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX. And this Sam Altman, Elon Musk made a public announcement together. They co-founded a new organization. The name of it was non-profit. It stated mission simple and serious at the same time. To ensure artificial general intelligence benefit all humanity. The founding group includes several topic AI research. They announced national $1 billion. This was not a small project. This was a statement. It said AI is coming. It will be powerful, and it must be built carefully. Sam Altman was 30 years old. He was president of Y company. He was a co-founder of OpenAI. Two big responsibility, two different visions. Both point at the same direction, toward the future. Chapter 3. The man in the middle. For 3 years, Sam Altman lived two lives. During the day, he was president of Y company. He met founders. He met business. He asked hard questions. He helped the young company grow. At night, on a weekend, early in the morning, he was thinking about OpenAI, two jobs, two responsibility, two future. This is not a usual Silicon Valley. Many people work on several things at the same time. OpenAI was not a small side project. It was becoming something very serious. When OpenAI started in 2015, it was a research organization. Its job was simple: study artificial intelligence. understand, publish it, so that everyone in the world system could learn the system month after month, year after year. In 2018, something changed that OpenAI. Elon Musk left the board. Musk said publicly he had a disagreement direction of organization. He also said he had a potential conflict with own company, Tesla, developing AI for its car. He stepped down. This was a big moment. Musk had been more compound. He brought attention, money, and credibility to OpenAI. Without him, the organization needed a new direction. It needed a clear leader. In 2019, Sam Altman made a decision. He left the Y company after 5 years, first as a partner manager. He stepped down. He sank program. It could hire more research. It could build bigger system. Some people in AI world supported this decision. Others were not sure. They worried about money that changes all. It is released quietly. There was no large effort campaign, no stadium event, no content. It appears online and people began to use it. Then they told other people. Those people told more people. Within 5 days, 1 million people had created an account. This was an extraordinary. Most technology product technology.
Less than a week. Within 2 months, ChatGPT had 100 million users. This made it the fastest growing consumer application in history at that time. Newspapers around the world wrote about it. Television programs discussed it. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, and writers all had an opinion. Some people were excited. Some people were frightened. Some people were both. Sam Altman responded publicly to the reaction. On Twitter, he wrote that ChatGPT was an early version, imperfect, limited, a research preview. He also wrote something that many people remembered. ChatGPT is incredibly limited, but good enough at some things to create a misleading impression of greatness. He was careful. He was honest about the limitations, but he also said that the technology would continue to improve. He was right. In January 2023, Microsoft announced a new investment in OpenAI. The amount was reported to be approximately $10 billion. This followed an earlier investment of $1 billion in 2019. Microsoft integrated OpenAI's technology into its products, including its search engine, Bing, and its Office software. The partnership was one of the largest in the history of the technology industry. In March 2023, OpenAI released GPT-4. It was significantly more capable than GPT 3.5, the model behind ChatGPT. It could read images. It could handle longer and more complex text. It performed at a high level on professional examinations, including medical and legal tests. The world was no longer asking, "What is AI?" The world was now asking a different question. What does this mean for us? Sam Altman was 37 years old. The organization he had helped build was now at the center of a global conversation, and the hardest moments were still ahead. Chapter 5. The day Sam was fired. It was a Friday, November 17th, 2023. Sam Altman was 38 years old. He was the CEO of one of the most OpenAI's board of directors released a short public statement. It said that Sam Altman was removed as CEO, effective immediately. The reason given was brief and formal. The board wrote that Sam had not been consistently candid in his communications with them. They said they had lost confidence in his ability to lead the organization. That was all. No long explanation, no list of specific events, no details, just a short paragraph, and a decision that shocked the technology world. The reaction was immediate. Within hours, the story was on the front page of every major technology publication in the world. Investors were alarmed. Microsoft, which had put approximately $10 billion into OpenAI, saw its share price move as markets tried to understand what had happened. Inside OpenAI, the situation was serious. Greg Brockman, the co-founder and president of OpenAI, resigned the same day in solidarity with Sam Altman. He posted publicly that he was shocked and saddened by what had happened. Several senior researchers also left the company in the days that followed. Then something unusual happened. The employees of OpenAI responded publicly. Within days, approximately 700 of OpenAI's 770 employees signed an open letter. The letter said that the board had acted wrongly. It said that the board had failed to act in the interests of the company and its mission. The employees wrote that if Sam Altman was not returned as CEO, they would consider leaving OpenAI and following Sam to whatever he did next. This was extraordinary. A public statement from almost an entire workforce directed at their own board of directors. It was not a private complaint. It was a visible, documented act of collective support. Ilya Sutskever, one of OpenAI's co-founders and a key member of the board that had voted to remove Sam, posted publicly on social media. He wrote that he regretted his role in the board's decision. He said he had not fully understood the consequences of what the board was doing. The board had also made a practical problem for itself. They had removed the CEO, but they had not found a replacement. They named a temporary CEO, first Mira Murati, OpenAI's chief technology officer, and then, within days, Emmett Shear, a co-founder of Twitch. The situation was unstable. It was changing every day. The board was under enormous pressure from employees, from investors, and from the public. On November 21st, 2023, just 4 days after he was fired, Sam Altman returned. OpenAI announced that he would come back as CEO. The board that had fired him was dissolved. A new board was formed. Sam Altman posted a short public statement. He wrote that he loved OpenAI and that he was looking forward to returning. He did not describe the 4 days in detail. He looked forward, not back. 4 days. From fired to returned in 4 days. It was one of the most dramatic moments in the history of the technology industry. And for most of the world, it raised a question that nobody had fully answered yet. Who exactly controls OpenAI? Chapter 6. The question nobody can answer. Sam Altman was back. The crisis was over. Or at least, the visible part of it was over. He returned to his desk. He returned to his team. He returned to his mission. But the 4 days of November 2023 had done something that could not be undone. They had asked a question, loudly, publicly, in front of the whole world. Who controls OpenAI? And nobody had given a complete answer. president of the United States Senate. He was there to answer questions about artificial intelligence. It was a rare moment. A technology CEO invited by the government to speak honestly about the risks of his own product. Sam Altman spoke carefully. He said that AI was a powerful technology. He said that government regulation was necessary. He said publicly on record that he was worried about what AI could do if it was not developed responsibly. He also said something that many people found surprising. He called for a new government agency, specifically for AI. A CEO asking the government to regulate his own industry. This was unusual. It was noticed. The debate about AI safety was not new. But after ChatGPT, it became a public conversation, not just a conversation between researchers. On one side, people who believed AI needed to move fast. The technology was here. It was improving. The countries and companies that moved fastest would lead the future. On the other side, people who believed AI needed to slow down. The risks were not fully understood. The consequences of moving too fast could be very serious and very difficult to reverse. Sam Altman spoke publicly about both sides. He said he took the risks seriously. He said OpenAI had a safety team. He said the organization thought carefully about each new release. But OpenAI also continued to release new products. In May 2024, OpenAI released GPT-4o, a new model that could speak, listen, and respond in real time. It could see images through a camera. It could detect emotion in a person's voice. The demonstration was widely watched online. It was impressive. It was also, for some people, unsettling. By 2024, Sam Altman was one of the most recognized names in the technology world. He gave interviews. He traveled between countries. He met presidents, prime ministers, and business leaders. He spoke publicly about a future where AI could help defeat diseases, reduce poverty, and solve problems that had existed for centuries. He also continued to say, in public, on record, that the risks were real, that the technology was powerful, that the decisions made now would matter for a very long time. The question was still there, not answered, not disappearing. Who controls this technology? Who decides how fast it moves? Who is responsible if something goes wrong? Sam Altman did not claim to have all the answers, but he was, by this point, more responsible for those answers than almost anyone else on Earth.
And with this, we come to the end of this.
이렇게 해서 중간중간 멈췄지만은 샘 올트만에 대해서
We will talk about how just 30 minutes a day can change your English. Many people believe learning English needs many hours every day. They think they must study all day to improve. Because of this idea, many people feel tired before they even begin. They think learning English is too hard, too long, and too stressful. But the truth is very different. You do not need many hours. You only need a small amount of time used in the right way. Just 30 minutes a day can slowly change everything. Chapter 1. The power of just 30 minutes. Let me explain why 30 minutes is powerful. When you study for many hours, your brain becomes tired. You stop paying attention. The words stop making sense. But when you study for a short time, your mind stays fresh. You focus better. You remember more. This is why short daily practice is very effective. 30 minutes
30
is
minutes
not
is
long.
not long.
Anyone can
Anyone
find 30
can
minutes.
find 30
It can be in the
minutes. It can
morning,
be
during
morning,
lunch,
during
or before
lunch, or
sleeping.
before sleeping.
What matters is
What
not the
matters is
time of
not the
day.
time of day.
What matters
What
is that
matters
you
is
do
that
it
you
every
do
day.
it every day.
Let me tell you a
Let me
small
tell you a
story.
small story.
A man
A
wanted to
man
learn
wanted
English,
to learn
but he was
English,
very
but
busy.
he was very busy.
He had work,
He had work,
family, and many
many
responsibilities.
responsibilities.
He
He
believed he had
believed
no
he
time
had
to
no
study.
time to study.
One day he
One day
decided to try something
to do
different.
something different.
Instead of
Instead of
studying for many
studying
hours,
for many hours,
he gave himself only 30 minutes every day. Just
Just
30 minutes, not
not
more.
more.
During those
During
30
those
minutes,
30 minutes,
he focused completely on English. No phone, no distractions, and no excuses. Every day he listened, spoke, and read a little. After a few weeks, something surprising happened. He started
He
understanding
started
more words.
understanding more words.
After a few months, he felt comfortable speaking simple sentences.
Simple sentences.
After one year, his English improved a lot, all from just 30 minutes a day. This story teaches us an important lesson. Small steps can create big results. Learning English is not about speed. It is about consistency. When you do something every day, your brain slowly becomes stronger. Words become familiar. Sentences become easier. Speaking becomes more natural. Just like exercise strengthens the body, daily English practice strengthens your language skills. Now let's talk about what you can do during these 30 minutes. The first thing you can do is listen. Listening is one of the best ways to learn English. When you listen, your brain learns the sound of the language. You learn how words connect. You learn rhythm and pronunciation. Even if you do not understand every word, listening still helps your brain. You can listen to stories, short lessons, podcasts, or simple conversations. Just 10 minutes of listening every day can make a big difference. After listening, you can practice speaking. Many learners are afraid to speak English. They worry about making mistakes. But mistakes are not enemies. Mistakes are teachers. Every mistake shows you something new. During your 30 minutes, spend a few minutes speaking. You can speak alone if you want. Describe what you see. Talk about your day. Talk about your plans. Speak slowly and clearly. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is practice. Reading is another powerful activity. Reading helps you learn new vocabulary. It also shows you how sentences are built. Start with simple material. Short stories, beginner books, or easy articles are perfect. When you read, try to understand the general meaning. You do not need to know every word. If you meet a new word, you can guess the meaning from the sentence. This makes reading more natural and enjoyable. Writing is also very helpful. Writing helps organize your thoughts in English. During your 30 minutes, write a few sentences about your day. You can write about what you did, what you learned, or what you plan to do tomorrow. Writing helps your brain remember vocabulary and sentence patterns. Over time, you will see your sentences become longer and clearer. Another great habit is repeating what you hear. When you listen to a sentence, pause the audio and repeat it. Try to copy the pronunciation and rhythm. This method is very powerful. It trains your mouth and your ears at the same time. At first it may feel strange, but slowly it becomes natural. It is also daily English habit. Many people start learning English with excitement. They study for 2 or 3 days with strong motivation. But after a few days, they stop. Life becomes busy. Work, school, and family take their time. Slowly, the learning stops. This happens to many learners. The problem is not ability. The problem is not intelligence. The real problem is consistency. Without consistency, improvement becomes very slow. This is why the 30-minute habit is powerful. It is small enough to fit into your day. Anyone can give 30 minutes. When something is small and simple, it becomes easier to repeat. When you repeat something every day, it becomes a habit. Let me tell you another story. A young student wanted to speak English fluently. He tried studying for 2 hours every day. The first week went well, but soon he felt tired. 2 hours felt heavy. Some days he skipped studying. Soon he stopped completely. After some time, he tried again, but this time he changed his plan. Instead of 2 hours, he studied only 30 minutes every day. It felt easy. He did not feel pressure. Because it was simple, he continued. Day after day, week after week. After several months, his English improved more than before. The secret was not studying more. The secret was studying consistently. Consistency is like building a wall. Imagine you place one brick every day. One brick seems very small. It does not look impressive. But after many days, the wall becomes tall and strong. Learning English works the same way. Every day you add a small brick. Listening, speaking, reading, or writing. Slowly your knowledge grows. Now let's talk about how to create this habit. The first step is choosing the right time. Pick a time that feels natural in your daily routine. Some people prefer morning study. The mind is fresh in the morning. Others prefer evening study after work or school. There is no perfect time. The best time is the time you can repeat every day. Once you choose your time, protect it. Think of your 30 minutes as an important appointment, just like a meeting or a class. During this time, focus only on English. Turn off distractions if possible. Give your full attention to learning. Another helpful idea is to keep your learning simple. Do not try to do too many things at once. During your 30 minutes, you can divide the time into small parts. For example, 10 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of speaking, and 10 minutes of reading. This keeps the practice balanced and interesting. Listening helps you understand natural English. Speaking helps you build confidence. Reading improves vocabulary and grammar naturally. When you practice these skills together, your progress becomes faster. It is also good to repeat what you learn. Repetition helps memory grow stronger. If you learn a new word today, try to use it tomorrow. Try to say it, write it, and hear it again. Each time you repeat the word, it becomes easier to remember. Another important part of building a habit is removing pressure. Many learners expect fast results. When improvement feels slow, they become discouraged. But language learning takes time. Just like growing a tree, you cannot rush growth. You must water the tree every day and allow time to do its work. When you practice daily, something interesting happens inside your brain. Your brain starts recognizing patterns. Words become familiar. Sentences begin to make sense. This process
This
happens
process
quietly,
quiet,
often without you
often
noticing.
without you noticing.
But over time, the results become clear. Another helpful trick is to make learning enjoyable. If learning feels boring, it becomes difficult to continue. Choose materials you enjoy. Watch interesting videos. Listen to stories you like. Read topics that excite you. When learning is fun, your brain becomes more active. You can also speak to yourself in English during your daily practice. Describe what you are doing. For example, you can say, I am drinking tea, or I am reading a book. These small sentences train your brain to think in English. Another powerful idea is tracking your progress. Keep a small notebook. Each day write what you practiced. Maybe you listened to a story. Maybe you learned 5 new words. Writing these small achievements helps you see your progress. It reminds you that you are moving forward. Sometimes you may feel tired or unmotivated. This is normal. Every learner experiences this. On those days, remember your simple rule. Just 30 minutes. Even if your practice feels small, do it anyway. Often the hardest part is simply starting. Once you begin, it becomes easier. Over time, this habit becomes natural. You will no longer force yourself to study. Your mind will expect it, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. English practice becomes part of your daily life. And when that happens, improvement becomes automatic. Words come faster. Understanding becomes easier. Speaking feels more comfortable. So remember this idea. Learning English is not about big effort once in a while. It is about small effort every day. 30 minutes of focused practice can slowly build strong English skills. The habit you build today can change your future. In the next chapter, we will talk about something very exciting. We will learn how to think in English during those 30 minutes, and how this simple skill can accelerate your learning. Chapter 3. Learning to think in English. Many English learners have the same problem. Want to speak? They first think in their native language. Then they translate the sentence into English. This process takes time. It makes speaking slow and sometimes confusing. The brain works too hard trying to translate every word. Because of this, many learners feel nervous when they speak. But there is a better way. Instead of translating, you can train your mind to think directly in English. At first, this might sound difficult, but with practice, it becomes easier. Thinking in English helps your brain respond faster. It makes speaking more natural. It also helps you understand English more clearly. Let me tell you a simple story. A woman wanted to improve her English speaking. She studied grammar and vocabulary for many years. She knew many words, but when she tried to speak, she felt slow and unsure. One day she decided to try something new. She began practicing thinking in English for a few minutes every day. At first, she started with very simple thoughts. She described what she was doing. She said things like, I am walking, I am drinking water, or I am reading a book. These were small sentences, but they helped her brain practice English naturally. After some weeks, she noticed something interesting. She did not need to translate every sentence anymore. Words started coming faster. Speaking became easier. Her confidence grew. The change did not happen in one day, but daily practice slowly trained her mind. This story teaches us something important. Thinking in English is a skill, and like every skill, it grows with practice. Now Now you might ask,
You might ask,
how can you practice thinking in English during your 30 minutes? The answer is simple. Start with observation. Look around you and describe what you see in English. For example, if you see a window, you can think, the window is open. If you see a car passing by, you can think, a car is driving on the road. These small thoughts are powerful practice. You can also describe your actions. If you are drinking tea, think, I am drinking tea. If you are sitting in a chair, think, I am sitting and studying English. These small sentences train your brain to form English ideas without translation. Another good exercise is thinking about your plans. Ask yourself simple questions in English. For example, what will I do tomorrow? Then answer the question in English. Tomorrow I will work. I will study English for 30 minutes. This type of thinking helps build natural sentence patterns in your mind. You can also imagine small conversations. Pretend you are talking to a friend. Imagine asking simple questions. How are you? What are you doing today? Then imagine answering those questions. This exercise prepares your mind for real conversations. Another helpful technique is repeating sentences you hear. When you listen to a video or a story, pause for a moment and repeat the sentence. Try to copy the sound and rhythm. Then think about the meaning in English, not in your native language. This strengthens your connection to the language. It is important to remember that thinking in English does not mean using perfect grammar. In the beginning, your sentences may be simple. They may not be perfect. That is completely fine. The goal is not perfection. The goal is practice. Every simple thought helps train your brain. Sometimes you may forget a word. When that happens, do not stop thinking. Use other words to explain your idea. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can think the cold box for food. This keeps your mind active in English. Another fun way to practice thinking in English is storytelling. Imagine a simple story in your mind. For example, imagine a boy walking in a park. Think about what he sees. Think about where he goes. Describe the story in simple English sentences inside your mind. This exercise improves creativity and language skills at the same time. Thinking in English also improves your confidence. When your brain becomes comfortable with English thoughts, speaking becomes less stressful. You feel more relaxed during conversations. Instead of searching for words, ideas come naturally. This skill also improves listening. When you think in English, your brain becomes familiar with the language structure. This helps you understand spoken English faster. Words and sentences feel more natural. Remember that this skill develops slowly. Do not expect instant results. Just like learning to ride a bicycle, the first attempts may feel strange. But with regular practice, balance becomes easier. During your 30 minutes of daily practice, try to spend a few minutes thinking in English. It does not need to be long. Even 5 or 10 minutes can make a big difference over time. Soon you will notice something exciting. English will begin to appear in your thoughts automatically. Simple ideas will come to your mind in English without effort. When this happens, speaking becomes much easier. This is one of the most important steps in becoming confident in English. So remember this simple idea. Do not only study English, start living in English, even inside your thoughts. In the next chapter, we will talk about the final and most important step. We will learn how to turn your 30 minutes of practice into real speaking confidence. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Turning 30 minutes into real speaking confidence. Many English learners understand English very well. They can read books. They can watch videos. They can even understand conversations. But when it is time to speak, they suddenly feel nervous. Their mind becomes blank. Words disappear. This happens to many learners. The reason is simple. They practice understanding English, but they do not practice speaking enough. Speaking is a skill, just like walking or swimming. You cannot learn swimming by only reading about water. You must enter the water and move your body. In the same way, you must use English with your voice. The more you speak, the more comfortable you become. Let me tell you a simple story. A young man studied English for many years in school. He knew grammar rules and vocabulary, but he was always afraid to speak. He thought his English was not good enough. One day he decided to change his approach. Every day he used his 30 minutes to practice speaking out loud. Sometimes he spoke alone. Sometimes he spoke while walking. Sometimes he described things around him. At first he felt shy, even when he was alone. But he continued every day. Slowly his fear started disappearing. His voice became stronger. His sentences became clearer. After a few months, he realized something amazing. Speaking English no longer felt scary. It felt natural. This story shows us an important truth. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking. Now let's talk about how you can use your 30 minutes to build this confidence. The first step is speaking out loud every day. Even if you are alone, use your voice. When you read something, read it aloud. When you learn a sentence, say it aloud. Your mouth needs practice just like your brain. You can also describe your day in English. For example, you can say, "Today I woke up early. I drank tea, and then I started my work." These small sentences help you practice speaking naturally. Another powerful exercise is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it immediately. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation, speed, and rhythm. This exercise trains your mouth and your ears at the same time. You can also practice simple conversations with yourself. Imagine someone asking you a question. For example, imagine someone asking, "What did you do today?" Then answer the question aloud. You can say, "Today I worked, studied English, and watched a video." This practice prepares you for real conversations. Another helpful method is recording your voice. Use your phone to record yourself speaking for a few minutes. Then listen to the recording. At first, it may feel strange to hear your own voice, but this exercise is very useful. You will notice your pronunciation and speaking speed. You will also see how much you improve over time. Sometimes you may make mistakes while speaking. This is completely normal. Mistakes are part of learning. Every speaker in the world makes mistakes, even native speakers. The important thing is to continue speaking. When you make a mistake, simply correct it and move forward. Another way to build confidence is speaking with other people. If you have a friend who is learning English, practice together. Ask simple questions. Share your ideas. If you do not have a partner nearby, you can find online communities where people practice English conversations. But remember, even if you cannot find a partner, you can still practice alone. Speaking to yourself is still powerful practice. Your brain and mouth are still working together. During your 30 minutes, try to include some speaking every day. Even 10 minutes of speaking practice can slowly remove fear. Over time, your brain becomes comfortable with English sounds and sentences. Another important idea is patience. Confidence grows slowly. Some days you will feel strong and clear. Other days you may feel slow or confused. Both experiences are normal. Learning a language is a long journey, not a quick race. Think of your progress like building a bridge. Each day of practice adds one small piece. At first, the bridge looks small, but slowly it becomes stronger and longer. One day, the bridge connects two sides, and communication becomes easy. Your daily 30 minutes are those small pieces. Listening, thinking, reading, and speaking all work together to build your English ability. One day you will notice something surprising. You will speak a sentence without thinking too much. You will understand someone quickly. You will express an idea clearly. These moments show your progress. And all of it started with a simple commitment. Just 30 minutes every day. Remember this final message. Learning English does not require perfect talent. It requires patience, consistency, and courage to practice. If you give 30 minutes every day, your English will grow. Slowly, quietly, and steadily. One day you will look back and realize how far you have come. So keep practicing. Keep speaking. Keep believing in yourself. Your English journey is just beginning.
이렇게 해서 끝이 났는데 제목이 뭐냐 하면은 Talk in English just 30 minutes. Talk in English just 30 minutes 였습니다. 세 번째 에세이입니다. Change your life in 6 months. 6개월 안에 당신의 삶을 바꿔라. 인생을 바꿔라.
Best. Watching videos, following people, saving reels, taking notes. But still stuck in the same place? You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Millions of people are chasing success with no map, no clarity, and no structure. They have potential. They have dreams. But they're lost in noise. That ends today. Because in this video, I will give you the most powerful, most realistic, most life-changing 6-month success plan you've ever seen. Not fluff, not fairy tales, not believe in yourself nonsense, but a raw, emotional, practical roadmap where each month will be a transformation in itself. If you follow every single step I show you, your next 6 months will become the most powerful 180 days of your entire life. You'll start becoming the kind of person others respect, others want to be around, and most importantly, you'll respect yourself. You'll build unstoppable discipline. You'll learn real skills that make money. You'll take back control of your mind. And you'll stop wasting time trying to find motivation. Because you'll finally become the kind of person who doesn't need it. Why this video matters more than anything? Because you don't need more time. You need a new direction. Because if you keep living the same day over and over, hoping something changes, you'll wake up one day 5 years older and nothing to show for it. This plan will save you from that regret. It doesn't matter if you're broke. It doesn't matter if you're lost, insecure, behind in life, or feel like a nobody. If you give this next chapter everything, your life will no longer belong to pain, fear, and excuses. It will belong to you. What you will learn
What
in this
you will
video,
learn in this
a
video,
powerful
a
6-month
powerful
roadmap that
6 month
resets your
roadmap that
life.
reset your life.
How to go from
How to
lazy
go
to
from
disciplined.
lazy to discipline.
How to break
How
toxic
to break
habits and take
toxic
control
habits
of
and
your
take
identity.
control of your identity.
How to build a
How to
money-making
build a
skill from
money-making
zero.
skill from zero.
How to escape
How to
mental
escape
slavery and
mental slavery
overthinking.
and overthinking.
How to create a
How to
life
create
worth
a
waking
life
up
worth
to.
waking up.
And I will explain
And I will
every step
explain
in the
every
most
step in the
clear,
most clear,
beginner-friendly English.
beginner-friendly English.
So no matter who
So
you are
no
or
matter
where you're from,
who you
you
are
can
or
understand it
where you
and
are
do
from,
it.
you can
This is not
This
for
is
the
not
lucky.
for the lucky.
This is
This
for the
is
committed.
for the committed.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Because after this
Because
moment,
after this
there is
moment,
no going
there is
back.
no going
Let's
back.
begin.
Let's begin.
Month 1.
Month 1.
Reset your
Reset
identity.
your identity.
The real beginning.
Real beginning.
Before you can build
Before
a new
you can
life,
build a
you
new
must
life,
destroy
you
the
must
old
destroy
version
the
of
old
yourself.
version of yourself.
Most people
Most
fail not
people
because
fail
they
not
don't
because
have
they don't
goals.
have goals.
They fail
They
because their
fail because
identity
their
is still
identity
broken.
is still broken.
Let me
Let
explain.
me explain.
You say you
You
want
say
to be
you want
rich,
to be rich,
but you still
but you
act like a
still
poor
act like a
man,
poor man.
wasting time,
Wasting
scrolling
time,
garbage,
scrolling
running from
garbage,
discomfort,
running from
thinking
discomfort,
small.
thinking small.
You say
You
you
say
want to be
you want to be
respected,
respected,
but you still
but you
tolerate
still
disrespect.
tolerate disrespect.
You hang out with
You hang
losers.
out with the loser.
You lie to
You
yourself.
lie to
You
yourself.
say
You
it's
say
fine
it's
when
fine
it's
when
not.
it's not.
This first
This
month is
first
not
month
about
is
doing
not
more.
about doing more.
It's about
It's about
becoming someone
becoming
new.
someone new.
Because unless you
Because
reset
unless
who you are,
reset
you will
who
keep
you are,
sabotaging
you will
every
keep
dream you
sabotaging every
chase.
dream you chase.
Step 1.
Step 1.
Cut the old
Cut
version
the
of
old
you
version of
without
you
mercy.
without mercy.
You have to
You
do
have
something
to do
painful.
something painful.
Write down
Write
everything
down
about your
everything
current self
about
that
your
is holding you
current self
back.
that is holding you
I
back.
sleep late.
I
I'm
sleep
always
late.
on my
I
phone.
always on my phone.
I keep watching
I
random
keep watching
videos.
random videos.
I say yes when I
say
should say
yes when
no.
I say.
I talk more than I
talk
act.
more than I act.
I quit things
I
halfway.
quit things halfway.
I never do
I
what I
never
say
do
I'll
what I
do.
say I will do.
Now take that list
No, take that
and say
list
this sentence.
and say this sentence.
This is who I
This is
was,
who I
not
was,
who I
not
will
who
be.
I will be.
Print it,
Print it,
burn it,
burn it,
rip
or leave
it.
it.
I don't care.
I don't care.
But you must
But
tell
you
your
must
mind.
tell your mind.
That person
That
no
person
longer
no
lives
longer
here.
live here.
Step 2.
Step 2.
Create your
Create
new
your
identity.
new identity.
Every morning
Every
this
morning
month,
this month,
you will say
out
out loud,
loud,
I am someone
I
who
am
does
someone
hard
who
things.
does hard things.
I am someone
I
who
am
keeps
someone who
promises
keeps
to
promises
myself.
to myself.
I am someone
I am
who wakes
someone
up
who
early,
wake up
not
early.
because I
Not
want
because
to,
I want to,
but because I
but
have
because I
to.
have to.
I am
I
someone
am
who is
someone
building
who
a
is
life that
building
my
a life
future
that my
self will be
future
proud
self will
of.
be proud of.
Say it
Say
even
it
if you don't
even
believe
if you
it.
don't believe it.
Say it
Say
until your mind has no
has
choice but to believe
but to
it.
believe it.
Step 3.
Step 3.
Change your
Change your
environment.
environment.
Even just
Even
10%.
just 10%.
You cannot
You
change
cannot
your
change
life
your
if you
life
stay in
if
the
you
same
stay in the
toxic
same
environment.
toxic environment.
You don't have to
You
move
don't have
cities
to
or
move
run away,
cities or run away,
but change
but
these.
change this.
Change your
Change
phone
your
wallpaper
phone
to your
wallpaper
goal.
to your goal.
Remove 3
Remove
apps
3
that
apps
suck
that
your
suck
energy.
your energy.
Add one new
Add
thing
one
to
new
your room
thing
that
to
makes you
your
feel
room
powerful.
that make you feel
A
powerful.
mirror,
A
a vision board, a clean space. Why?
Why?
Because your environment
Because
is
your
your cage
environment
or
is
your
your
weapon.
cage or
And
your
this
weapon.
month,
And this
you
month,
make it a
you
weapon.
make it a weapon.
Step 4.
Step 4.
One physical
One
habit
physical
to break the
habit to
pattern.
break the pattern.
Every day for the
Every
next
day
30
for the next
days,
30
you will
days.
do
You
one
will
thing
do
you've
one
never
thing
done
you've
consistently.
never done consistently.
It can be.
It can be.
Wake up before
Wake up
6:30
before
a.m.
6:30 a.m.
Take a cold
Take
shower.
a cold shower.
Meditate for 10
Meditate for
minutes.
10 minutes.
Go for a
Go
20-minute
for a
walk
20
alone
minutes walk alone.
without your
Without
phone.
your phone.
Why?
Why?
Because you must
Because
teach
you
your
must
brain.
teach your brain.
I no longer
I
live
no
on
longer live
autopilot.
on pilot.
I do what weak
I
people
do
avoid.
what weak people.
Let's take a guy
Let's
named
take
Lucas.
a guy named Lucas.
Lucas is
Lucas
26.
is 26.
He's tired, addicted to his phone,
to his phone.
watching everyone succeed while he's stuck in his room scrolling. He says things like, I'll start next week, but next week never comes. But one night, he sees a video just like this, and he decides, just for 6 months, he'll give everything.
He will give everything.
Month 1, he deletes TikTok, wakes up at 6, goes to the gym even when he doesn't feel like it, and every time he wants to quit, he says, I don't owe my past anything. I only owe my future everything. That's the moment he stops hoping and starts becoming. Month 1
Month
is your
1
most
is your
painful and
most
most
painful
important
and most
month.
important month.
Because here,
Here,
you are killing
you are
the old
killing the
you.
old one.
You will feel
You will
sad,
feel sad,
empty,
lonely,
confused, like your
like
mind is shaking.
your mind is shaking.
That's
That's
good.
good.
That's
That's
exactly what should
what
happen.
should happen.
Because if it's
Because
comfortable,
if
it's not real
real
change.
change,
The
the
rest of the
rest of the
plan will show
plan
you
will
what to
show
do
you what
next.
to do next.
But if you
But
skip
if you
this
skip
part,
this part,
nothing else will matter. Month
Month
1
1
is where you
is
stop
where you
existing
stop existing
and start
and
becoming. Month 2,
Month 2,
build ruthless
build the
discipline.
ruthless discipline.
Let's get something
Let's get
straight.
something straight.
Motivation is a
Motivated
liar. It shows up when
It
you
shows
feel
up
good
when you feel good
and disappears when life gets
when
hard.
life gets hard.
That's why most
That's
people
why
fail.
most people fail.
They're
They're
slaves to
slaves
feelings.
to feeling.
They say,
They say,
I don't feel
I
like
don't
it
feel
today.
like it today.
I'll start
I'll
when I'm in the
start
right
when
mood.
I'm in the right mood.
I didn't have energy this morning. Here's the truth. Success has nothing to do with how you feel. It has everything to do with what you do, no matter what. Month 2 is where we teach your brain one powerful rule. I act even when I don't want to. That's discipline. And in month 2, we will make it unbreakable. Let me break the truth, raw and simple. Most people live in cycles. They get excited, they make a plan, they follow it for 3 days. Then life happens. One small failure, one bad mood, and they stop. Not because the plan was wrong, but because they never trained their mind to act without feelings. That's why this month is different. This month, you will do hard things daily. Not when you're ready, not when it's easy, but no matter what. This is the month you build the engine that powers the next 10 years of your life. The 3 discipline pillars. You must follow all 3. Pillar 1. Set 3 non-negotiables, daily commandments. These are not goals. These are rules you follow even on your worst days. Choose 3 of these. Wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day. No phone before 9 a.m. 1 hour deep work without distractions. 10 pages of reading every day. 30-minute workout daily. 15-minute journaling. Cold shower every morning. And here's the key. You don't skip. Even if you're sick. Even if you're sad. Even if the world is on fire. These are your sacred rituals. Why? Because when your life has structure, your brain has clarity. Discipline removes confusion. You no longer ask, should I do this today? Because it's already decided. Pillar 2. Use the cold start technique. Here's the biggest lie people believe. I'll do it when I feel ready. You will never feel ready. So we beat this lie with the cold start technique. Do just 2 minutes of the hard thing. 2 minutes writing. 2 minutes of workout. 2 minutes studying. 2 minutes planning. Why? Because the first 2 minutes are the wall. Once you push past it, momentum carries you forward. You don't need motivation. You need to start. That's all. And this technique, when repeated daily, rebuilds your brain. You become someone who starts. And when you start, you win. Pillar 3. Pain before pleasure. Rewire the reward loop. Your current brain is addicted to dopamine from cheap rewards. Scrolling, notifications, entertainment. We flip the system. New rule. Pleasure is only earned after pain. Examples. No Instagram until 1 hour of deep work. No Netflix until your 30-minute workout is done. No junk food unless you finish your daily challenge. Why does this matter? Because now your brain sees pain equals reward. Work equals dopamine. Progress equals pleasure. And within 30 days, you'll feel uncomfortable not doing the hard thing. That's real change. Discipline is not glamorous. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's hard. You'll wake up and hate it. You'll feel lonely. You'll want to quit. And your brain will scream, just rest today, skip one day, it doesn't matter. But that moment, right there, That's
That's
your
your
test.
test.
That's when
That's
weak
when
people
weak
quit.
people quit.
And
And
winners are
winners are
born.
born.
If you
If
can
you can
push
push
through
it
that
through
moment,
that
you're no
moment, you
longer
are
a
no longer a
victim.
victim.
You're a machine. For example, a
A
man
man
named
named
Elias. He's
He's
32,
32,
works a low-wage job in a warehouse.
warehouse.
He's been trying to get his life together for 5 years. Failed every time. One day, he decides, no more motivation, just rules. His 3 rules: wake up every day at 4:30 a.m. cold shower. 1 hour of learning sales and marketing before work. He does it on day 1, then day 2, then day 20, then day 50. And something strange happens. He's still broke, still tired, still unknown, but he feels powerful. Because every day he wins a battle. Every day he beats the old version of himself. Every day he's earning his future. By month 4, he starts making side income. By month 6, he doubles his monthly salary. By year 1, he moves to a better home and mentors others. Not because he was lucky, but because he trained himself to act without emotions. That's what month 2 gives you. I'll start tomorrow, or start now, or you never will.
No, you never will.
One skipped day won't hurt. Yes, it will.
It will.
Every skipped day makes quitting easier. I don't feel good today. Good. Do it anyway. Because your feelings are not facts. Your discipline is your truth. Repeat these daily. I don't need motivation. I need a reason. I am not tired. I am rebuilding. I don't skip. I don't wait. I do. I may feel weak, but I act strong. My goals don't care how I feel. And neither do I. Write these. Say them. Live them. This month will feel like war. A war between the version of you that's lazy and the version of you that's powerful. And only one will survive. If you lose this month, you'll keep needing videos like this for the rest of your life. But if you win, you'll never need motivation again. Because you'll become the kind of person who builds success, brick by brick, with or without motivation. Month 3. Learn a skill that pays you forever. Let's be brutally honest. Your dreams, they cost money. Your goals, they demand value. And the sad truth is, you don't get paid for your potential. You get paid for what you can do. If you don't have a real skill, you are depending on luck, sympathy, or someone else to save you. And guess what? No one is coming. If you want freedom, power, respect, and options in life, there is only one way. You must master a skill that makes money. Not tomorrow, not next year. This month. You can wake up early. You can be disciplined. You can stay motivated. But if you don't have a skill that people need, you will stay broke. Period. Discipline with no direction equals frustration. Effort with no skill equals wasted energy. That's why month 3 is not about effort anymore. This is about becoming valuable. Because when you're valuable, you don't beg, you don't chase, you attract. Step 1. Choose your weapon. Pick one skill. This is not the month to try everything. This is the month to choose one high-value skill and go all in. Here are skills that are in high demand and can be learned for free. Copywriting, writing to sell, video editing, sales and persuasion, digital marketing, public speaking communication, coding software development, graphic design UI, content creation, short-form video scripting, language teaching, translation, social media management. How to choose? Ask yourself, can this skill solve a problem for others? Can I sell this skill to a business or person? Do I enjoy learning this for hours without quitting? If the answer is yes, that's your skill. Don't wait for passion. Passion is built through mastery. You don't find your passion. You build it. Step 2. Learn like a
Learn
warrior
like a warrior.
every single day. Forget about going to college for this. You're not here to get a certificate. You're here to get paid.
You are here to get paid.
Here's the simple
Here's
daily
the
learning
simple
structure
daily
for
learning
month
structure
3.
for month 3.
Morning,
Morning,
20 to 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Watch
Watch
tutorials on
tutorial
YouTube. One focused
One
video
focused
only.
video only.
Write notes.
Write a note.
Not just
Not
what,
just what,
but why,
but why
it matters.
It matters.
Evening,
Evening,
1 hour.
1 hour.
Apply what you
Apply
learn.
what you learn.
Make
Make
something.
something.
A design, a script, a short pitch, a mock landing page. Get feedback. Online groups, Reddit, YouTube comments, mentors. Repeat this every single day for 30 days. You'll know more than 90% of people who claim to know that skill. Step 3.
Step 3.
Build your
Build
skill
your
portfolio.
Show,
Don't tell. Nobody cares what you say you can do. They care what they can see you've done. This month, you'll build your skill-proof folder. A small collection of real-work samples that proves you know your stuff. Examples. If you're learning copywriting, write 3 fake product ads. If you're learning video editing, make 3 reels or trailers. If you're learning coding, build a basic website or app. If you're doing graphic design, create posters, logos, or UI samples. If it's public speaking, film short 60-second speeches daily. You don't need clients yet. You just need proof. Because people trust evidence, not enthusiasm. Sophia is 24. She works at a grocery store 10 hours a day. Every night she comes home tired, scrolling Instagram, feeling like her life is stuck. But one night, she finds a free video titled Learn Video Editing in 30 Days. Free course. She downloads a free software. She edits her first reel using clips from a YouTube video. It looks bad. She posts it anyway. She learns every night for 30 days. At the end of month 3, she posts her 9th reel. It goes viral. Someone from Dubai sees her work and messages her, "Can you edit 10 videos for my business?" That's her first $200, and her life changes forever. Not because she was lucky, but because she built skill, not excuses. Jamal is 36. He works at a local electronics shop. Every day he sees customers walk in and walk out without buying. So he decides to learn sales psychology. Every night after work, he reads pages from books like Sell Like Crazy, watches one video on persuasion, and practices sales lines in the mirror. By day 15, he starts noticing something. He's talking less, but selling more. His manager notices. His numbers climb. By month 3, Jamal is top seller in his store, and a local company offers him double the salary to sell for them. How? Not luck. Skill equals power. Step 4. One sacred rule. No 0 days. Every day of month 3, you must do something that improves your skill. Read one paragraph. Watch one video. Write one sentence. Try one edit. Practice one script. No matter how tired, no matter how distracted. Why? Because skills are built in quiet repetition. It's not about 5 hours of learning once. It's about 30 minutes every day that compounds into mastery. Enemy alert. The 4 lies that will kill your progress. 1. I'm not good at this. Nobody is at first. Excellence is ugly before it's beautiful. 2. I don't have time. Yes, you do. Cut 1 hour of YouTube, Netflix, or Instagram. 3. What if I fail? Then you're human. Fail fast, learn faster, keep going. 4. There are too many people already doing this. True. But 90% are average. You will be different because you'll be consistent. Daily affirmations. To reprogram your mind. Every skill I learn adds to my freedom. I am becoming valuable every day. My skill
My
will create
skill will
options my
create
fear
option
never
my
could.
fear never could.
I don't need a
I
degree
don't
to
need a
succeed.
degree to
I
succeed.
need proof.
I need proof.
What I learned
What I
today will
learned
feed my
today will
future
feed my
forever.
future forever.
Say it.
Say it.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Then do
And
it.
then do it.
Month 1,
Month
you
one,
reset your identity.
Reset
Month 2, you
month
build
two,
unshakable discipline.
safe.
But now,
But now,
this
this
month,
month,
you start building your legacy.
your legacy.
You start creating
You start
something that the
creating
world will
something that
notice.
the world will notice.
You stop
You
begging for
stop begging
success.
for success.
You become
You
worthy
become
of it.
worthy of it.
So don't waste
So
this
don't
month
waste
learning
this month
everything.
learning every day.
Learn one thing
Learn one thing
so deeply that it
that it
becomes your
become
weapon
your
for
weapon
life.
for life.
Because if you
Because
do
if
this
you
right,
do this right,
this is the
this
month
is
you'll
the
look
month
back on
you'll
and
back
say,
on.
that's the
That's the
moment I
moment
stopped
I
being
stopped
replaceable.
being replaceable.
Month 4,
Month four.
monetize or stay broke forever.
forever.
Let's get this straight.
straight.
If your
If
skill
skill
doesn't make money, it's just a hobby. You can be the most
You can be
talented
the
person
most
in the world,
talented person in
but
the
if
world.
no one
But
is
if
paying
no
you,
one is paying you,
you're still
you are
broke.
still broke.
You're still
You are still
replaceable.
replaceable.
Money is
Money
proof
is
that someone
proof that
values
someone
your skill.
values your skill.
So this
So
month,
this month
we change that. The deadliest trap
The
in this
deadliest
phase
trap
is,
in this page
I'm
is,
not ready
I'm not
yet.
ready yet.
That one
That
sentence has
sentence
killed
has
more
killed
dreams
more
than
dreams
failure
than
ever
failure
did.
every day.
People spend years watching, learning, reading, taking notes, but they never sell. They never promote. They never take the first scary leap into the marketplace. Why? Because deep inside, they're afraid.
They are afraid.
Afraid of rejection. Afraid of looking stupid. Afraid of charging money for their value. But here's the truth. If you don't value your skill enough to charge for it, why should anyone else? Step 1. Build a simple offer, not a resume. Stop thinking like an employee. Start thinking like a problem solver. You don't need a fancy resume. You need a simple offer that says, here's what I can do for you. Here's how it will help you. Let's talk. Example offers. I can edit your short-form videos and help you get more views. I write high-converting product descriptions that get people to buy. I help small businesses create social media posts that drive engagement. I'll design a clean, modern website for your product or brand. I'll teach you conversational English for 30 minutes a day. No fluff, no long paragraphs, just clear value. Because in business, clarity wins. Step 2. Start selling at a micro level. Speed over perfection. Don't wait for a full-time client. Don't wait for your first $1,000. Your first goal is to make money from your skill. Even if it's $5. Why? Because that first $5 changes your mindset forever. It tells your brain, I don't need to be famous. I just need to be valuable. Where to sell? Freelance platforms, Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour, cold outreach, email or DM small creators, influencers, or businesses, online communities, Reddit, Facebook groups, Discords, your own audience. Make a post. I'm offering this. Want help? Start cheap. Get testimonials. Build confidence. Then raise your price as your skill improves. Common mistake. No one is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, you're ready now. Go make money. You must choose yourself. Do not wait for a perfect moment. Do not wait to feel confident. Do not wait for someone to beg for your help. The world is not looking for people who might be good. The world pays people who say what they do and do it well. Step 3. Document your journey. Build in public. You don't need 10,000 followers. You just need to be visible. Start posting simple updates about your skill. Just edited my third video today. Learned how to use transitions better. Trying a new pitch script for my 5th sales call. Created a logo for a fictional coffee shop. Let me know your thoughts. Why this works. You get feedback. You build trust. People start
People
seeing
start
you
seeing
as
you as
the
the
one who
one
does
who
your
does
skill.
your skill.
And guess what?
Guess what?
People buy
People
from those
buy
they
from
remember.
those they remember.
Let me show you a
Let me
different
show
type
you
of
a different
example.
type of example.
A YouTube
A
creator
YouTube
is struggling
creator
with
is
editing.
struggling with editing.
She posts daily but isn't
Daily,
growing.
but isn't growing.
You see her videos.
video.
No captions, bad pacing, poor audio.
Poor audio.
You message
You
her.
message her.
I
I
noticed your
noticed
videos
your
are full of
video
value,
full
but
of
the
value,
editing
but
isn't
the
helping.
editing isn't helping.
I can fix your
I can
flow,
fix your
add
flow,
captions, and keep your audience watching till the end. Want to try
Want
one
to
free
try
video
one
and
free
see the
video and
difference?
see the difference?
She agrees.
She agrees.
You deliver. She loves
She
it.
love it.
Then you
Then you
say,
say,
I'd love to keep
I'd
working
love
with
to
you.
keep working
I charge
with you.
$15 per video
$15
right now.
right now.
She says
She
yes.
says yes.
Boom. You're in the game. Now multiply this. Sync clients. $75 a week. That's $300 a month. And you're just getting started. You didn't beg. You didn't apply for jobs. You offered a solution. That's how modern money is made. Imagine two people selling coffee. The first person says, here's some coffee. It's good. The second person says, here's your perfect morning. You wake up, you open your window, you take one sip, and the world slows down. That's what my coffee gives you. Peace before chaos. Who gets paid more? The second one. Because people don't pay for products. They pay for feelings, solutions, and clarity. That's what your skill must become. A key to someone's better day. Step 4. Learn to handle no. Without crying, you will be rejected. Some people won't reply. Some will say, you're too expensive. Some will ghost you. Good. That means you're in the arena. That means you're doing what most people never have the courage to do. Here's your new rule. Every no brings me closer to the right client. Don't take rejection personally. Take it as data. Improve your pitch. Try again. This is business, not emotions. Daily money affirmations. My skill is valuable, and I deserve to be paid. I solve problems, not just complete tasks. I am no longer available for free energy leaks. I sell with confidence because I show real results. I don't wait to be hired. I create my own seat at the table. Say it until your doubt disappears. This month is not about being brave. It's about being honest. You say you want to change your life. Then why are you still scared to charge money for what you've worked hard to build? You say you're tired of being broke. Then stop hoping and start offering. You don't need a website. You don't need business cards. You don't need 10,000 followers. You need a skill, a clear offer. One person who says yes. And it all starts this month. Because if you keep learning and never sell, you'll be brilliant and broke. But if you step into the market, even when you're scared, you'll become something more powerful than talented. You'll become paid. Month 5. Upgrade your mindset or stay trapped. Forever. You've done the external work. Now it's time to fix the most important thing of all. The way you think. Because nothing changes until your mindset changes. This is the month you begin to understand that. Your thoughts are not just thoughts. They are commands. They create your actions, shape your habits, and define your life. So if your mind is poisoned with doubt, fear, weakness, jealousy, shame, comparison, and excuses, then no matter what you do outside, you will always sabotage yourself inside. People don't fail because of lack of skill. They fail because of mental pollution. You've seen people who have talent, but every time they're about to win, they overthink, they freeze, they doubt. With negative beliefs, poor focus, or emotional outbursts. Why? Because no one taught them this truth. You are not your thoughts. but you are your patterns. And month 5 is about breaking your old thought patterns and creating new ones that serve your mission. Step 1. Rewire the way you talk to yourself. You've been bullying yourself in silence for years. You say things like, I'm so lazy. I always mess things up. I'll never be good at this. I'm not meant for success. Other people are smarter. But here's the fact. Your brain listens to everything you say, and it believes you. So if you tell yourself you're weak, broke, untalented, behind, you will start to act exactly like that. That's why this month we introduce a new rule. Never say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to a loved one. Replace these internal attacks with power phrases. I don't quit. I adapt. Every day I get 1% better. I may be behind, but I'm not done. My past is real, but it's not permanent. I create. I don't compare. My mind is my tool, not my enemy. You will feel like a liar in the beginning, but keep repeating, keep correcting, and in 30 days, your brain will start believing the new script. That's how transformation begins, with the voice in your head. Step 2. Control your inputs. Mental diet equals mental health. Just like your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you consume. This month, you start feeding your brain like a warrior preparing for battle. That means no more content that entertains but weakens you. No more comparison scrolling. No more watching people richer, fitter, happier, and feeling like garbage. No more toxic voices, gossip, self-pity content. Replace it with audiobooks that teach resilience, confidence, business. Podcasts that show real people building real results. YouTube channels that explain how to grow, focus, earn. Pages from books that calm your chaos and spark your vision. Don't ask, what do I feel like watching today? Ask, what does my future need me to consume today? Because what enters your eyes enters your mind and shapes your life. Step 3. Master emotional discipline. This is not just about thinking better. It's about feeling less reactive. Most people fail because they can't control their state. They get angry too quickly. They break down over small problems. They compare. They get jealous. They quit the moment something doesn't go their way. That ends here. You must become emotionally unshakable. That means you don't react to everything. You don't respond to every insult. You don't explain yourself to every critic. You don't waste hours crying over a mistake. You don't depend on praise or validation. How? Before you speak, pause 2 seconds. Before you react, pause 5 seconds. Before you quit, pause 24 hours. That pause can save your career, your energy, your life. Imagine 2 freelancers, same skill, same price. They both get their first client. The first one is told, your work is good, but can you make some changes? He takes it personally. He says, they don't respect me, they hate my work. He doubts himself. He delays the revision. The client leaves. He quits. The second one is told the same thing. He pauses, breathes, says, understood. I'll improve this right away. He delivers better, gets praised, gets referred, builds trust. Same talent, same day, same opportunity. But one was emotionally weak, and the other, unshakable. And that one difference made them live 2 different lives. Step 4. Create a morning mental conditioning ritual. This is the first month where your mind becomes a battlefield, and you need a daily weapon. Every morning, before phone, before messages, before problems, you must sit with yourself for 10 minutes. And 1. Visualize one
Visualize
moment
one
of the
moment
future
of
you're
the
building.
future you're building.
2.
2.
Repeat 3
Repeat
powerful
3
mindset
powerful
phrases
mindset
out loud.
phrases out loud.
3.
3.
Read one
Read
page
one
from a
page
book
from
that
a
strengthens
book
your
that
thinking.
strengthens your thinking.
4.
4.
Write down the
Write
biggest
down
thought
biggest
you want to
thought
focus
you
on
want to focus
today.
on today.
Why?
Why?
Because your mind
Because
wakes
your
up
mind
either
wake
by
up
default
either by default
or by design.
design.
And if you don't
If
design
you
your
don't
thinking,
design your
your
thinking,
emotions will control you, and your goals will be destroyed by your mood. You're not too
You are
late.
not too late.
You're too
You are
distracted.
too distracted.
You're
You
not
are not
unlucky. You're undisciplined in thinking. You're not
You are not
stupid.
stupid.
You're
You are
mentally out of
mentally
shape. You're not a
You are not a
failure.
failure.
You're
You are
just running old programs. Month 5 is where you uninstall the mental programs that keep you stuck and replace them with power codes. This is the month you reboot your entire internal operating system. If you plant a seed in toxic soil, it won't grow, no matter how much water or sunlight you give it. But place the same seed in clean, rich soil, and it will bloom into a tree. Your mind is that soil. Your thoughts are either killing your dreams or helping them grow. You are not broken. You are just planted in the wrong soil. Imagine you walk into a room full of mirrors. If you frown, every mirror frowns back. If you smile, they smile. That's life. It reflects what you project. If your mind is full of fear, doubt, and shame, the world will reflect that back. But if you walk with clarity, purpose, and calm power, the world will begin to bend in your direction. Change the mirror by changing the face you bring into it. Repeat these every day for 30 days. My emotions are not facts. They are signals. I respond with strength, not reaction. My mind is sharp, calm, and focused. Everything I consume builds or breaks me. I choose wisely. Every thought I choose is a vote for the life I want. Let these become your mental armor. You can be the most talented person in your city. You can have 100,000 followers. You can make money, get views, and win in business. But if your mind is not built for war, one failure will destroy you. This month is not about learning more. It's about thinking better. It's about protecting your peace. It's about silencing the war inside your head, so you can finally win the war outside it. Because the real secret to lifelong success is not skill, is not hustle. It is emotional self-control and mental clarity. And if you master your mind this month, no setback will ever control you again. Month 6. Create. Share. Lead. Become. Unstoppable. Let's begin with a truth that most people will never hear. If you keep everything you've learned to yourself, your success will die with you. This month is not about taking more. It's about giving more. Because real power doesn't come from what you have. It comes from what you create, what you share, what you leave behind in others. This is where you stop asking, what can I get? And you start asking, what can I build that outlives me? Step 1. Create something that proves you exist. This is the month you create. Not for likes, not for applause, but because creation is how you leave your fingerprint on the world. If you've learned a skill, show it. If you've overcome something hard, share it. If you've seen growth in silence, speak it out loud. Examples of creation. Start a YouTube channel, even if no one watches. Write a blog or newsletter, even if only you read it. Launch a small service page for your skill. Host a free session for people trying to learn what you just mastered. Record your process, your voice, your thoughts, and publish it. Build a mini product, a website, a training guide. Anything that shows what you know. Why? Because you are not real until you leave proof. And month 6 is about becoming undeniably real.
undeniably
Step 2. Teach
Teach
something you've learned. Teach equals mastery. The fastest way to grow 10 times faster than everyone around you is to start teaching what you just finished learning. Teaching isn't about being perfect. It's about saying, I was stuck here. This helped me. Let me show you. When you teach, your brain does 3 things. Clarifies what you know, strengthens your confidence, attracts people who trust you, and in a world where everyone is hiding, the person who shares wins. Even if you've only learned your skill for 30 days, there are people 30 days behind you who desperately need your help. This month, you become a light for them. Even if it's a small one, it matters. Because leaders are not people who know everything. They are people who say, follow me, I'm going to. Step 3. Make noise without fear. This is the month where you stop being quiet. You stop hiding. You stop waiting for the perfect camera, the best time, the perfect script, the ideal voice. You speak, you post, you share, you show up, you make noise. Because if people don't know what you do, how will they ever value it? And if you don't tell your story, someone else will take your space. So use your voice. Post on social media what you've learned. Create one piece of content a day. Text, video, design, voice note. Join a community or group and offer help. Message people you admire and tell them what you're building. Share your thoughts, not to be loud, but to be seen. Visibility is not vanity. It's access, and you earn it by being brave enough to speak. Step 4. Think long term. Start building systems. This is the final and most powerful shift. You stop living day to day. You stop thinking about this week's likes, this month's income, or today's motivation. You start thinking in years. Ask yourself, what can I build now that will still help people 1 year from today? What systems can I create so that my growth doesn't depend on mood or chance? What habits can I lock in that stay even after motivation dies? Build things that keep growing even when you're sleeping. That means automate small parts of your skill, templates, guides, tools. Build repeatable offers for clients. Create a personal website. Record systems, not just results. This is where you plant seeds that never stop blooming. Month 6 is about becoming a builder, not just a performer. The well versus the faucet. A faucet gives you water when you turn it on, but it dries up when the system fails. A well keeps producing water, even when the power is out. Most people build faucet lives. They only earn when they work. They only grow when things go right. But now you build a well life. You create systems, content, structures, habits, and offers that flow even when you rest. That's how long-term impact is made. When you shout into a canyon, your voice comes back. That's what leadership is. You speak your truth. And echoes return. People find you. Opportunities find you. Results find you. But if you never speak, there is no echo. Month 6 is about creating the echo that keeps coming back, long after you've spoken. Step 5. Final mindset for legacy. This is no longer about becoming rich. This is about becoming remembered. Ask yourself daily, if I disappeared today, what would I leave behind? Did I use my pain to help someone else heal? Did I create something better than what I was born into? Did I show others that it's possible? That's what real impact means. You lead not by shouting, but by building something no one else had the courage to build. Daily final legacy mantras. I lead by becoming. I
I
share
share
because it
because it
multiplies.
multiplies.
I create value that outlives my presence. I am no
I'm
longer
no longer
silent.
silent.
I am visible, valuable, and powerful. I live
I
a
live a
life
life
worth
worth
remembering.
remembering.
Let these
Let
words
these
guide your
words
final
guide your
month.
final month.
If you've
If
done
you've
every
done
month,
every month,
if you
if you
followed this
follow
plan
this
from month
plan from
1 to
month
month
1 to
6,
month 6,
then you are not
then
the
you
same
are not
person
the
who
same
started this
person.
journey. You are no
You
longer
are no
stuck.
longer stuck.
You are
You
no
are no
longer
longer
waiting.
waiting.
You are
You
no
are no
longer
longer
invisible.
invisible.
You
You
are
are
disciplined when others
disciplined when
delay,
others delay,
skilled when
skilled
others
when
scroll,
others scroll,
calm when others
calm when
panic,
others panic,
focused when others
focused
are
when
lost,
others are lost,
valuable when others
valuable
are
when
cheap,
others are cheap,
courageous when others
courageous
hide.
when others hide.
And now,
in
in June,
June,
you are someone
you
the
are
world will
someone
remember. Because you don't just
because you
live to
don't just
survive.
live to
You
survive.
live
You
to
live
build,
to build,
to
to
share,
share,
to
to lead,
lead, to
to
become the
become
person no one thought
no
you
one
could
thought
be.
you could be.
So take
So
this
take
last
this
step.
last step.
Create,
Speak,
speak, share, lead. And when you look back 6 months from now, you won't recognize the person you used to be. Before this video ends, take a moment, close your eyes, and remember where you were 6 months ago. Remember the version of you who was lost, tired, and full of silent pain. The version that used to say, maybe success isn't for me. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. That person is gone. Because today, you are someone who fought through 6 months of silence, struggle, and discipline, and built something the world can never take from you. Self-respect. You became your own hero. You proved that change is possible. You showed that no matter how many times life broke you, you refused to stay broken. And maybe people didn't notice. Maybe no one clapped for you. Maybe your success isn't loud yet. But listen to me. Heaven saw everything. God was watching every step. And He's not done with you yet. There's a reason you watched this video. There's a reason you didn't give up halfway. There's a reason you feel something burning in your chest right now. That reason is simple. You were born for more. Not to live a small, quiet, invisible life, but to become someone your future family, friends, and followers will thank one day. So keep going, even when it's hard, even when no one believes, even when it feels impossible. Because the person who doesn't quit can never be stopped. And if this video gave you even one moment of strength, one idea, one push, then please subscribe. Not just to support this channel, but to make a promise to yourself. I will never go back to who I used to be. Subscribe for more real, deep, life-changing content that speaks to your soul. And share this video with someone you care about. Because you never know whose life it might save. Until next time, keep growing, keep building, and may God bless your journey always. You've got this. Welcome to our channel English.
이렇게 해서 끝이 났습니다. Change your life in 6 months. 6개월 안에 당신의 인생을 바꿔라가 되겠습니다.